To the bill. Ladies and gentlemen, for many of my constituents, the first time they've had an occasion to learn about the Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity has been during this pandemic experience, where the department was given the authority to make the decision on whether or not their business should be open or closed. And for far too many of the businesses in my district, the answer was to be closed. And so while we certainly need to continue working with the DCEO, the genesis of many of those decisions flow deeper into the executive branch and ultimately to the governor. I am certainly interested in further collaboration with the governor. I think that's important. But I think it is an abdication of our duty as a legislature to leave this special session with only creating a collaborative commission or what would essentially be a task force for recommendations. And I am not certain at this point that the governor's office would be receptive to any of those suggestions or points of input based on how the experience of working together for the last 2 months has gone so far. The important work that we're doing here and the important work that we should do for our constituents is to owe them an answer by taking a vote indicating our position on the governor's Restore Illinois plan. For me, I could not support the plan. The plan is divided into regions that are arbitrary and far too large. The plan suggests phases that are 28 days long that may not be appropriate for every community or every sub-region in the state of Illinois. The plan establishes arbitrary dates, such as the decision by the governor to only begin including data on some of the important metrics that we're watching in each of our communities starting on May 1st. Even though no meaningful changes occurred on May 1st, other than allowing garden centers that are mom and pop stores to be open while their big box counterparts were already open, or allowing 2 people to walk on a golf course together. I would characterize these as very minor changes and certainly not indicative of a milestone date to begin measuring healthcare data for our communities. In the community I live, in the region that surrounds it, our community should have been in phase 3 of the governor's plan since at least the middle of April, maybe earlier, based on achievements in testing, healthcare capacity, ICU availability, and yet we are not. And as a result, our economy has been stuck on hold for far too long. I think we're at an important moment as we come to a near point of conclusion for our duties as a legislature. And again, what a shame it would be to our constituents to leave here and tell our constituents that the only thing that we did to provide input on the actions of the governor is to create a commission that will deliver a report at the beginning of July. I'm disappointed by that. I think we can do better. I think that we have an opportunity to work in collaboration with the governor, and I would hope that if we took a vote on the Restore Illinois plan, as we should, that we could make it a better plan, that we could offer amendments, that we could be collaborative with the governor. But it takes real action and real votes by the Illinois General Assembly. I am sure many of you, like I have offered suggestions and input to the governor and to other members of his team. I have been very disappointed by the receptivity of the governor and his team to those suggestions. And I feel that the only way we can truly affect change and make sure that we can move forward in a better direction as a state and to begin unifying our state is to have votes that come with accountability, that provide better direction to the governor. I think there's a reason that we're all here. There's a reason we don't just hold one election for only one person in the state of Illinois. It's that we all arrive here in this capital city bringing the very best perspective, input, experiences that we assemble from our districts, from our constituents, from our businesses. And it's our obligation to put those best practices into action. And right now, we need action on the next step for our state, and I do not think that continuing on the same path that we have been for the last several months is what will be best for Illinois. So, Representative, I thank you for bringing the bill forward. I hope that we can have an opportunity for collaboration, but we need action from the General Assembly. We owe it to our constituents to take a vote on the Restore Illinois plan. I urge a no vote.